Welcome to Free Game. This is our first interview segment, and we have brought to you Nathan Nice.
Heck yeah.
What
Nate,
up,
how are you, man?
y'all? I'm honored to be your first guest, your test guinea pig over here. Um, I'm doing good. I'm in the Angeles Crest or somewhere thereabouts. Maybe I'm near JPL. I'm in a forest lost with my two boys and my dog. We're just doing some river explorations right now, but happy to be on here with you guys too.
Thanks,
That's
man.
that's
Hey,
great. You getting out there hiking a lot?
Yeah, dad mode, like these kids are so screen addled with all the devices and platforms out there that take it. So every chance I get, I try to just put them on a dirt road or and they get mad and then they enjoy themselves. But yeah.
I love that, man. If there's a lot of folks that are not going to have context for like what you're doing outside of music, right? Could you talk us
Mm.
through like what maybe like a typical day looks like for you?
Man, well, at this point in history, there was an unprecedented multiple fires in LA at the beginning of this year, which I'm sure everyone knows about. I happen to be affected by those on multiple fronts. So my day actually typically consists of what do I need to do with this insurance company to get us to the next hoop. Um, and then other than that, I'm writing, reading, I'm working on a startup in the sustainability space, and being a good son, dad, and husband. And that's a full day right
That's
there. I don't
full
know how I
time.
did it when I was working 9 to 5.
Absolutely. So I guess, to get things rolling, you're a rapper out of Los Angeles. And how did you get started with all of this?
Oh, well, I think there's different jump off points, but if I went all the way back to like when I first caught the bug and the itch, I mean, I was literally, I don't know, I want to say third, fourth grade, and I'd hear K Day playing on my landline because we were so close to the Echo Park radio station towers that were over there. My friends were doing the Electric Worm. Um, Wild Styles was on TV. And then fast forward a little bit, I was at a school called 32nd Street Performing Arts Magnet, which just had a ton of talent. It was right on the northern tip of South Central, right by USC. And there was just incredible lyricists, especially for that age. And I was just enamored with the power they held, just the ability to do that. And we had a stay in school video contest that Polaroid sponsored when Polaroid was like the bee's knees, not antiquated. And so our school, of course, decided to do a rap video about staying in school. And I got to be the token white boy. And so I was like, yay, I'm going to write a rap, but I can't. I'm so excited. And I wrote my heart out, bro. Rhyme scheme, immaculate. And I remember the day I came to school, and it was like filming day, and the other kids who were in the thing, let's hear what you got. And I'd never said it out loud before, like not even once. It was all just mental. And I tried, and they were like, nah, you're not in the video, fool. And yeah, that's been a chip on my shoulder that's still right fucking there. Um, yeah, there's more of those stories, but yeah, I think that was the inception point from there. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you didn't let that stop you. Since Dave introduced me to your music some years ago, uh, I've taken the time to listen and watch videos that you've made since then, and like I said, glad you didn't let that stop you, right? So,
If we're gonna
Hey,
talk
thank you,
videos,
bro.
let's get right to it too. I mean, it's kind of in the corners of the internet by this point, but like TMZ did have a video going out there where you were winning like a rap competition that I don't think ever made it to air, right? But like did wind up on TMZ. So we can be as vague or specific as you want, but like we'll let the people do their Googles, okay? But like, can
Yeah.
you tell us what happened before that? Like, how did you get selected? How did you sign up for that?
Uh, well, just to let the cat out of the bag for context, it was a failed pilot that MTV sponsored. I think it went through like three or four different brand names, but eventually I think it was called like Street Cred or something like that. And a very young Tyga was one of the other contestants, and I think it came down to me and him. And there was a freestyle portion, and he just bombed not atomically. Whereas I actually had chops. You know, what I mean, I've been freestyling. Like I would walk home from school for like a 45 minutes straight and just freestyle my ass off with my friends and shit. Like, so I had some shit going. Actually, I was after Future Relics. What am I talking about? Yeah, Matt. Um, but yeah. So I guess there's footage of him bombing, and that's the whole story. But the way
I
I got,
think there's footage of you winning too.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
I
I
won
don't
the
think
shit.
it's just him bombing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was hosted by Corrupt. I think I got like $1,000 and they set a free wardrobe, but I never got it because I guess it's a failed pilot. Um, but
Only
yeah,
if it
no,
goes to
a
air.
bunch of people just yeah. I want to find the entire thing. I know it's out there somewhere, but I think it's still sitting on some archive shelf. Um, but yeah, a lot of people just in the LA scene were like going in for auditions for this show. Like everyone sort of knew about it because they did their homework. They showed up to all the different haunts. Shout out Airliner and all the shows that took place there. And because I heard about it through the grapevine, I just showed up, and I guess I got to be one of the like five contestants. So yeah,
Yeah, that's great. I was actually searching for that again earlier, uh, and it looks like it is available on YouTube, but only a 4 minute segment. So I'm guessing that's not the whole
yeah.
video. So
It's just enough to make Tyga look bad. It's not Nathan Nice centric. Sadly, I do remember though, like many years later, I was working at the hundreds, and I remember I drove to work, and this is I don't know, I didn't check my phone. I got to work, and shout out the hundreds. And I had like 30 texts on my phone out of nowhere, and they're all from different people. It's not like a thread, and I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, "You're 15 minutes, bro. It's starting." And I was like, "What are we talking about here? I don't even know." And I got to work, and they're like, "What up, Nathan? Nice." Like da 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 da. Like, "Oh, you beat Tiger, fool?" And I'm like, "What do you? Why do you all know about this right now?" They're like, "Let's pull up the YouTube, shall we?" Um, so that was fun.
so I had some friends that were like huge fans of the hundreds gear, what they were putting out. And this is probably, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago at this point. What did you end up doing there?
Uh, so I started as literally an unpaid intern, and this was about a month after my father said, "If you don't get a job, you're out of here." So I had that kind of fire lit under me.
And then he's
And I
like,
believe and I
no, I meant
believed
a
him.
paying job, son.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, that's the thing. I was like, I got an internship, Dad. I'm going to build on my portfolio. This company seems really cool. Da da da. Um, a girl I was dating at the time was a big like drum and bass, dubstep enthusiast when that genre first popped, and she was in a forum online, and someone posted in there about this internship, and she's like, "Oh, you should do this. Like, I know you're looking for something." And it turns out that this was my boss at the hundreds, Benji Escobar. Shout out Benji, um, who's taught me so much, bro. I cut my teeth there, but yeah, no, he turned out to be the one who posted it there because every time they try to put it in a proper forum, like on Hypebeast or on media, whatever, you just got all these unqualified Hypebeast kids that were like, "I can design your shirts," and like they actually wanted someone with the graphic design background, which I happen to have as a graduate of Cal Arts BFA. Da da da. Um, and so I joined up, and all I wanted to do was beef up my portfolio, and I think I was there for like 6 years. I went from unpaid to paid, to my own team, art director. So yeah, it was one of the best times of my life. Man, I learned so much, and working there was so fun. Like every day was a weird adventure. It was definitely like Lost Boys versus anything corporate.
That's great. I mean, like anytime you could do something you love and get paid for it, I mean, I know it's kind of cliche, but they say it's not really working, right? Because you're going in having fun. So was
Yeah,
that true
I'll
for
tell you
you?
that 100%, 100%. I mean, we would laugh till we cry. Like, people were smoking, drinking. Like there was shenanigans every day, but I still had a deadline. I still had a shirt to do, and or a rapid DeLorean, window graphics. Like that's what I loved about that job the most, honestly. Besides the wonderful people, shout out Ben and Bobby too, um, Misha, Switch, but yeah, I don't know. I think also, that was an era when everything was going online and going digital, and here I was in this odd company that still did everything physical. It was cut and sew, it was graphic T-shirts, it was things in the real world, activations, pop-ups, yada, toys. So I feel like I'm very lucky that I got to stay in that world when, every job I've had since then is like make social post, do deck. We need a deck. And it's like I miss that actual physical ephemera. I see kids, I'll be at a bar and someone comes out and they're wearing one of my favorite designs I ever did, Smoke Atom. And I'm like, oh, that's a dope shirt. And they'll be like, yeah, this is my favorite shirt. Like I still have it. I take care of this one. And I'm like, I designed that. And they're like, no, you didn't. And I'm like, well, actually, NateTheKaiser.com, and I pull up the I pull up the photo. They're like, oh shit, that's dope. I love this shirt. And it's like those moments don't happen on a deck or an online social media graphic that goes by never to be thought of again. So I
Right.
like creating physical treasure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's so much digital waste out there, those tangible things that you can actually touch and hold on to over the years. It's kind of fleeting these days.
Yeah. That's why I love the music too. It's such an opportunity to create physical thing. A tape, a CD, a vinyl, a poster,
Yeah. So
You
merch,
we've
and
put
heard.
out an album, Nate.
like,
You put out an album called Tape, by the way. And as you know, someone else that put out an album that has the word tape in it, right? Like, is that meant to sort
yeah.
of elicit that day? Because I mean, there was nothing better, man. Like, we didn't have business cards when we are in our mid to late teens. You know what I mean? You'd hand somebody a tape, right?
Right?
And I think that's
Yeah.
TDK
kind of the
with a
connection.
sticker over it or something. And
Yeah, dude. No,
So
I
let's talk
remember,
about Colamp then.
yeah,
If you're not, let's talk about Colamp. Let's. So you've done a lot of cool things, but you're not done doing cool stuff, right? So the Colamp album hit, and that's you and a DJ, right? So this is kind of a really tight kind of collab between the two of you guys. Can you tell us more about that?
yeah, well, I would say it's a two at the beating heart. That's me and KDT produced it.
Yeah.
That's all production, and I'm all raps. And then he's been dabbling with some spoken word here and there, like little hidden
Okay.
gems.
Yeah.
And then RB is our stage DJ,
Okay.
as his guillotine. So they swap in and out depending. And then we have our own like sort of engineer mixer. That's DJ Breeze, um, who's arguably a historical figure in hip hop. He was the Elements documentary. He helped throw Elements back in the day. That would bring like amazing East Coast artists out to LA for the first time, like Def Jux shit. Like, you Google that. It's incredible. So
Sure.
to have his expertise and his point of view on our music, like getting a compliment from him, getting like Guillotine is just murderous, dude. Like intricate shit. Like he just is nothing but and RB2 just so talented. So I'm so lucky that I get to surround myself with these folks and just get to write my heart out. Not worry about a mix too much, not worry about a snare, even though I love that too. But just to really let myself be centered in the writing space and go from there. So that's Cold Lamp. It's sort of I forget the word. There's a French term or something for when you push two things together, but it's like cold and lamp, but Cold Lamp. So that's the crew.
Love it.
nice, nice. So how would you define your sound, I guess with Colamp and then your individual uh pieces, do they stay in that same vein and
Mm,
yeah, let us know how you would describe yourself.
yeah, I think the spiritual heart of it comes from the musicality and the production. And Kevin is an old soul but he's also a purist. He's like holding guard for the original elements of what genetically creates hip hop. So it's very sample based, and I can't even send him a sample off of YouTube. He's like, "Oh, that's cool." He's like, "Do you have it on vinyl? Can you find it on vinyl? Or else it doesn't make the cut." So that's that like handmade, uh, like I guess aesthetic decision that we're sticking to. And then live DJs, yada yada. So for me, because that's the sound bed. Daily, come. Sorry, my dog is guarding the river for my children. And
I knew
someone's
you were with your
walking
kids. I
through.
was hoping you're calling your dog and not your kids, just based on how it was.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a dog. That's a hey dog, don't bark at strangers sound. This is hilarious. But maybe we edit this part out. What was I saying though, bro? What were we just talking about? Zaylee, come.
We're talking about there's a purity to his approach that a lot of it is very bespoke. It needs to be from the vinyl, right? And you're kind of riffing that
Yeah,
direction. So as Brooks is kind of saying, like, tell us about your sound, right? It's in harmony with
yeah,
what they're
yeah.
doing.
Hmm.
So for me, it's so funny because there was a moment in my early career where I loved the art of the chop, right? Like I love Mike and Nine, Freestyle Fellowship. I love Eli. Like I love Project Blow shit. Like just to be able to somewhere even dabble within that space is like
Yeah.
is one of the high points for me. My brain leaves my head, and uh, and so I put that all aside for a long time. I try to get sturdy and just sound with the writing and not rely so much on the chop, which I don't know, maybe at the time I just felt like, I don't I want people to see the actually hear the thoughts and not just be dazzled by the wordplay. And not that I'm necessarily hard chopping on this either, but Kevin pushes me back to like, where was I in 1999? You know what I mean? Like, where
Yeah.
was I in 2002? Um, and so I feel like there's this whole idea that we're a lost tape. Like shout out Nas. We're like a lost tape that of a bedroom West Coast LA hip hop shit that you forgot you had, and you dug us up, and so we're just trapped in time right there. But we made it yesterday. That's
As
kind of like,
as two dudes
I
from
think
the
that's the guiding
408,
principle of the whole shit.
as two dudes that are we're here in the 408 at the turn of the millennium, man. Like, I think that's something that appeals to me and Brooks instantly, right?
Oh yeah,
And
that's near and
I
dear,
know
right?
the world would call that double time, but like up here in San Jose, we used to just call that LA fast rap. You know what I mean? Like we knew. I'm not saying the first people to ever do it. I'm just saying the reason everybody else did. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So yeah.
yeah. Tomato, tomato.
Tomato, tomato, man. The LA
LA
fast
fast
rap.
rap. Hey, you guys are really good at LA fast rap. Yeah, I'm like an Angelino, like this good LA fast rap you got there.
So
So what about good Brooks?
oh, I was going to say, being in that whole environment down there in LA, right? You mentioned Project Blowed, other community workshops and whatnot going on. Like, do you prefer to freestyle? Do you prefer to write? Do they go
Mm.
hand in hand in the end when you're putting together a song? Like, what's the process?
I will also say we threw our own community event called Preservation Society. Me and DJ Trauma, rest in peace. And that was also a point where we had this space to play and connect. Um, I think for me, it all feeds into itself any which way you approach it. Like I think writing is paramount, and not to overuse this word, but maybe freestyle is penultimate, or maybe it's the other way around, depending on how you feel at that time. But I know that if I'm in a clean cruising space, like high altitude, and I'm just crushing freestyle bars with my friends, and I go home that night with that high, and I write because someone sent me a beat and I'm cracking it for the first time, that verse, that verse after that experience, I feel like is elevated. You're exploring neural connections that would have never otherwise happened, and so I just feel like I'm able to run through so many more variations and possibilities, but with all the time in the world because I'm just sitting there with the pen and pencil or on my phone these days.
It's like your
Um,
brain's warmed up, right?
yeah, exactly. I'm not like slow going, I'm like peeking into a portal and then peeking into another one, and then I'm like, oh, this one's dope, and I can just make those. I don't know. So for me, it's both. Like I love freestyling with my friends. We used to go to parties, right? Like some girl in the Silver Lake Hills or Los Feliz would be having a kickback, and I always brought the boombox. And I knew as soon as I had three or four of my crew in there, like that's Future Relics, Avid Z, Farce, Cecil. Um, if they showed up, all the girls would shrug and roll their eyes. Like, okay, great. You guys are just going to cipher for the rest of the night, aren't you? And I'm like, yes, we are.
Yeah.
And we would,
All right, so
we'd spend the
I
next
gotta
hour
ask
like
you then.
it's
I
just a
gotta
mega
ask
circle.
you,
Yeah.
where's the weirdest place you've ever spit a verse? Like either like a place you recorded or a place you're just freestyling out in
Mm,
public, but like where's the weirdest one? The one where you're like, hey man, this
mm.
this isn't normally where it goes down, but this is where I am.
Can I say three real fast?
Oh
Of
yeah,
course.
Three
yeah.
just came to mind. All right, Halloween. Don't remember the year. I want to say this was okay. This is before the hundred, so like 2004 ish, maybe. No, 2005. They took over an abandoned hotel that was on Sunset Boulevard. It was painted white, and now it's knocked down. It's gone. But they even painted the palm tree in front. There was maybe like 300-400 people just all around this huge U-shaped hotel. I was on the fourth floor, looking down at everybody, echoing like crazy. Right, you couldn't even hear your own fucking voice because it was like five versions of yourself. That was a dope one. Definitely rooftops, and then one of the first preservation societies we did, we took over Blue Note, not Blue Note. I forget. It's old jazz cafe in Echo Park, and they didn't have a stage, and so the homie Braze. Oops, maybe we should just take out the part. But the homie Braze was like, I saw a spot where there's a bunch of pallets, and so I had my van at the time, and we went and we literally threw, like it felt like 20 pallets over a fence in the dead of night, like it was a Breaking Bad episode 9, season 3, whatever. And we built our stage using all these found pallets, and we had the DJ do everything was up there, and we were like on the third act of the night, and they all just suddenly went and like the whole crowd was like, "Oh shit!" We swerved into it. That was dope.
Oh, that
Well,
Good
I
memories, man.
I
Thank you for
gotta
these
say,
questions.
as we look at the time, and I know we're dealing with battery and mobile stuff as well, right? Like I'm gonna go ahead and say, obviously, I think we could keep riffing for a while. Nate, thank you for like your painting pictures, dude. Every question, right? But I do think we want to get into a little game that we play and leave some time for some free game at the end, right? So
Sounds good.
I don't have a list, and I think Brooks and I are just gonna throw these at you. And the thing is, here's the thing, man. Just as fast as you want. If you think something needs elaboration, cool, right? But as fast as you want, throw it out. But I want to remind you, we're gonna be asking you for your second favorite, not your first. If it's your first, it's
we don't
game
want it.
over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So
Game
favorite
over.
color, second favorite color. So what's your second favorite color?
Cosmic latte.
Second favorite restaurant in LA.
La Taquiza, but it's gone now.
Second favorite place to take a
Bonito.
vacation. Can't be your first, man.
Uh,
I see you fighting it.
yeah. It's hard. It's hard. Let's say Paris.
All right.
Okay.
Second favorite rap group. Not artist, but group, right? We
Group.
can limit it down a bit.
Is it? I feel like it's so disrespectful to call someone not my favorite. Oh,
And it
Hey,
is.
hey, there's a lot on the
yeah.
list, man. Second's really high.
I'm suddenly realizing the gravity of these questions here. Second favorite rap group. Jeez Louise. I'm just gonna say Hyro. Bring the hate if you want to, man. But I love y'all.
Yeah, not the best, but they're in your top two, right?
Hey, easier,
Yeah.
easier. Ready? Second favorite
Hey, there
movie.
you go. Yeah.
Second favorite movie.
Want to say the first. Um,
You can't, man.
uh, damn son, damn son. I don't know. I'm so bad at movies, bro, because I love so many movies. I'm not prepared for this. Can I just say pass or what?
Yeah,
Uh,
I think we'll accept as long as you don't tell us your first. I think we'll accept the pass.
all right.
Uh,
Second favorite beverage.
root beer.
Oh,
There you go.
root beer's a good one. All
Mhm.
right, and
Thank you.
then Nate, what's your second favorite? We'll make this the last one. What's your second
Right.
favorite project you put out? That's like
Second
picking from kids, right?
favorite.
That's like picking a family member.
Yeah. Second favorite project. Um, this is a Nathan Nice EP or the NNEP. Shout out Brontosaurus, aka Bruce Chillis, aka my good friend Andrew.
Oh yeah. Hey, I
Going
know
with
it's
that, can I
good.
spin off here for a second?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, do you have any collabs in the process or in the past that you'd like people to know about as well, right?
Like sort of, I guess my little body of work. You say?
Yeah, yeah. Anything you
Yeah.
want to get people looking into, you know?
I'll I'll just put it in order. My first crew was Future Relics. This was in 90, I want to say six ish. So any other fake Future Relics shit out there that you see, that's not us. They got a good idea about 10 years too late. And we're gonna put that on streaming at some point soon. But all the fake Future Relics die. Um, and then after that
Although they have
was
very good taste in names. I just want to
yeah,
throw
they
out.
do. They do. We had a very unique spelling too, so watch for that. Shout out Avid. Shout out Avid. And then I would say the next project was Nathan Nice, the self-titled, right? Oh no, I'm sorry, ain't Nathan Nice, so not quite self-titled. And then this is a Nathan Nice EP. That was the follow-up. And then now we're in the era of Code Lamp. So Code Lamp tape just dropped. We're working on tape 2.0. That's internal speak. We just put out a free 99 maxi single. Yeah, we do those. A bunch of dope remixes. And yeah, just still recording all the time. So all the stuff coming in. And everyone who I've ever collaborated with, like like you and me have collabed. Like we have
Love
a
it.
body of work that's arguably
It's
unsung in the world. So
somewhat self-serving, but I have heard rumors that you might drop a single or two on sort of Weird Artist Guild too. So I mean, I'm privy to some rumors out there, however
there's
unfounded they might be. So I know that
there's some
there's
electronic M's. There's some
yeah,
electronic M's on
yeah,
that
some
somewhere out
electronic
there.
M's that have that. Well, as we make sure to say we're outside of the game of second best, and we need to ask you for some free game. But like, however contradictory I'm being, I just want to say I think you might be the best. You might be my favorite person to have ever played this game. I'm just saying, like thus far, I would rank you number one
Yeah,
in
like
I'm
terms
number
of
one.
I couldn't mention you
I'm sorry, I lied.
in
Number one,
yeah.
two,
penultimate,
three,
right?
four, and
Or
five.
Yeah,
second
Yeah,
yeah.
favorite.
No, that's it. We wouldn't be allowed to say your name, right? You know, it's like
yeah.
you're right now. You're that Michael Jordan spot. You know,
Hey,
everybody
I
else is
I
playing for
forgot
two.
I forgot one project I should mention, and that was
Please.
that vinyl that had Chololan Cinco
Oh
and like
yeah.
all y'all crew. Like I forget the name of it. Do you
I
remember?
wasn't. Was it under the name Manwork?
Yeah, I think so. I think
Yeah.
so. It
And
went
that's
to
kind of our
vinyl. That was
thing,
the
man. We
first time
were
I was
always
ever on
calling.
vinyl.
We had so many different names, right? So it's like shout out Low Art, shout out Manwork Mystery
Vomitorium.
School, the
Yeah,
Vomitorium,
Lil
right?
Smug, Don Berliante, Inaudible
You
John.
you
Like
always have
golly,
love from the Builders Guild. You know what I mean? So you're on the fundraiser project. That was something we literally did to raise some funds, right? So
I'm not
yeah,
gonna
man.
cheat, but I didn't mention my ultimate, only my penultimate. Shout out
Okay, I love
Vomitorium.
that. I love that. What there's what's it called? Infidelity project too that you're out on?
Oh shit, yeah. Devin
Yeah.
17. Dude, yes. There's stuff floating around out there.
I'm I'm
It's
just
like it's
being
like when
real,
you
dude.
think of all your past lovers, you're like
When
you're
you
not the
do
We'll
it
one
for
for
pop
them.
up a
decades,
graphic with some of the stuff,
yeah.
when we're in post production here.
When
Yeah.
you stay dope for decades, there's gonna be some stuff you forget about. That's just how it works. That's just how it works.
That's
We're
All
true.
right.
also getting older.
Yeah.
Keep the neurons firing. Yeah, that's what rap and exercise is for. Just to
I
keep my
love
brain
that.
from turning to pudding.
Well, does that set you up, man? Because like, this is
Yeah,
called free game, and I want to keep it as open as possible, but like I don't plan to stop learning in this life, man. And I love being able to surround myself with intelligent and positive people. And obviously, sir, you are on the list for both, right? And so if there's
sure.
something you can share with us, nobody's got a secret to life, but they got some stuff they've learned on the way. And if you want to share some free game with us, I think it's time.
Yeah, lace it up.
All right, free game, real quick. Three categories. First one is graphic design. Learn typography. Learn the key commands. Uh, don't stop stealing sheep and learn how type works. That's a great book. I'll leave it at that. Number two, in the music space, when you're collaborating with somebody, never get too attached. You know what I mean? Like always be willing to hear everyone's input. Don't give up on your own take on things. But in the end, everyone is in service of what's best for the song. And as long as you're pliable and open to that, I guarantee you it's going to up the work, and keep the collaboration strong. Uh, and then my final one is, I guess I didn't have a word for it when I first discovered this, but now I know a lot about stoicism. Um, Shout out Greece, you know what I mean? But I would say this: whenever you're in a frump, something's not going right, you're feeling awkward, at a dance party, whatever it is, just do this mental exercise. All right, leave your body a little bit, look at everyone from above, go through the roof if you have to, catch a cloud or two, look down on the horizon. We're so lucky to be here. You know what I mean? We're so rare. Like even within our DNA, I was just watching Tyson, right? He was saying that all the different genetic combinations that could yield unique humans, that we're like the tiniest little bit of human potentiality. So there will be so many humans that never even get a chance to live, that are just waiting for their chance in our genetic code, right? So even that, or you think cosmically, like we're just so lucky to be here. Um, and I feel like when you give that point of view on something, whatever little stressors you have going on, I feel like with that backdrop, um, you're gonna ace the test. Yeah, that's my
I
game.
didn't
That's my
All
free
think
right.
game.
Iron Mike was going to come that deep.
Yeah, I was saying like I was like he does
Neil
mean Neil
deGrasse,
deGrasse
Neil
Tyson,
deGrasse,
right?
bro.
It's like, yeah, you're both
Fuck
wrong.
your
It's the
legacy.
chicken guy. It's the
Who
guy that
gives a
made the
fuck
chicken
about legacy?
nuggets.
Yeah. Oh, not the vacuum guy. That's Dyson.
That's
Yeah.
Tyson. That's Tyson.
I was
Neil
flying
deGrasse Tyson.
Neil deGrasse. Yeah,
Yeah, that
sticking
guy
some rice in
sucks.
there.
Hey,
Yeah.
thank you for sharing your Sunday with us, sharing some free game,
Oh
sharing
yeah,
your
Thank you,
story,
guys.
and look forward to maybe doing a follow up another time.
I'm loving it.
See where you're at in a bit.
Well, my greatest hope is that I get to be your first return guest, like a penultimate. So
I'd love that.
we'll do it again sometime, fellas. This was great.
All right.
Thank you, Dave.
Thanks.
All right,
Have a
y'all.
great day.
Thanks, y'all.
Shout out, pops.
You too. Call up right now.